The world tries to paint Jesus as soft, passive, and harmless. A man who only spoke kind words, who never disrupted anything, who simply accepted the world as it was. Lies. Jesus was not weak. Jesus was not passive. Jesus was not afraid to stand alone, to challenge the corrupt, to flip tables, to call out the hypocrites, and to go to war with darkness itself. The world says rebellion means doing whatever you want. The world says rebellion is about breaking rules for selfish gain. But Jesus was the greatest rebel of all, because he refused to bow to the world's lies, the system's corruption, and the religious elite who had twisted God's truth. You snakes, you brood of vipers, how will you escape being condemned to hell? Matthew 23:33. Jesus walked into the places of power, wealth, and status, and called out their corruption to their faces. He looked at the Pharisees, men who were revered, feared, and respected, and called them vipers, blind fools, and whitewashed tombs. He called out their greed, their pride, their lies. He saw through their fake holiness and burned it to the ground with his words. And they hated him for it. They wanted a Messiah who would flatter them. They wanted a Messiah who would bow to their traditions. They wanted a Messiah who would stay in his lane. But Jesus was no puppet. Jesus was no pawn. Jesus was the fire that exposed their darkness. And they tried to silence him. But a real rebel does not back down. A real warrior does not fear the system. A real king does not kneel to liars. So Jesus spoke louder. So Jesus exposed them further. So Jesus shook the world, and the world has never recovered. My kingdom is not of this world. If it were, my servants would fight to prevent my arrest by the Jewish leaders. But now my kingdom is from another place. John 18:36. The people wanted a warrior with a sword. Rome expected a rebel leading an army. The rulers thought they could control him or crush him. But Jesus was playing a bigger game. Jesus did not come to be another earthly king. He came to overthrow sin itself. Jesus did not come to defeat Rome. He came to conquer death. Jesus did not come to take a throne. He came to bring a kingdom that will never fall. The true rebellion was never against Rome. It was against the powers of hell itself. And that is why the world feared him. That is why they tried to erase him, to kill him, to bury him. But you cannot kill the King of Kings. You cannot silence the truth. You cannot stop the unstoppable one. They thought the cross would end him. They thought death would stop him. But real rebels don't die, they rise. The reason the Son of God appeared was to destroy the devil's work. 1 John 3:8. Jesus did not come to make peace with evil. Jesus did not come to accept sin. Jesus did not come to tolerate the enemy. He came to go to war. He cast out demons. He shattered the chains of sin. He broke the power of death itself. The enemy had ruled the world for centuries. And then Jesus stepped onto the battlefield. And with every word he spoke, with every miracle he performed, with every truth he revealed, hell trembled. This was not just a teacher. This was not just a prophet. This was a king leading the rebellion that would set the captives free. And the enemy knew it was over. They tried to stop him. They tried to erase him. They tried to bury him under politics, under religion, under lies. But you cannot bury the King of Heaven. He walked out of the grave because rebels do not stay dead. He ascended into glory because warriors do not abandon their mission. He is coming back because the war is not over. The world is still trying to silence him. The world still tries to twist his words. The world still fears what he represents. Good. Let them fear, let them rage, because the rebellion of Christ has already begun, and nothing will stop it. Jesus was not just a rebel. Jesus was not just a king. Jesus is the conqueror, the warrior, the King of Kings. And he is still undefeated. So men, if you follow him, you do not follow weakness. You do not follow a tame savior. You do not follow a king who bows to the world. You follow the greatest rebel who ever lived. You follow the fire that burns away corruption. You follow the war that will end with the enemy in chains. And when he comes back, he is not coming as a quiet teacher. He is not coming to ask for permission. He is not coming to be mocked. He is coming as the conquering king. He is coming with fire in his eyes and a sword in his hand. He is coming to finish the war. So stand with him now. While there is still time, join the rebellion against sin, against lies, against the enemy. Because when he rides into battle, you will want to be on his side. Jesus was a rebel, and his kingdom cannot be stopped.